Lake Washington School District is rapidly growing. Our student enrollment has grown on average 700 students per year for the past 10 years. We are now the third largest district in Washington State, nearing the 30,000 student mark. Our official student enrollment count for 2017-18 is 29,572 students. Thanks to the passage of the 2016 bond measure, we are beginning our long-term plan to build more schools and provide more classrooms across the district to accommodate our growing student enrollment. The upcoming February 2018 election ballot will include the second of our 4 planned bond measures, as well as 2 levies which replace levies that are expiring. School districts across Washington State, including Lake Washington, rely on the passage of local funding measures to fund educational needs for students that are not funded by the state. These needs include educational programs and operations, staff, technology, facilities, and construction of new schools and classrooms. School districts provide these needs for students through the passage of local bonds and levies. The February 2018 ballot includes 3 local Lake Washington School District measures: a bond measure to reduce overcrowding and enhance student learning environments, a replacement of the existing capital projects levy, and a replacement of the existing educational programs and operations levy. The 2018 bond measure is the second of 4 planned bond measures that will enable the district to implement the recommendations of the Long-Term Facility Planning Task Force. In 2014, the district convened a 63-member community-based long-term facility planning task force. The task force helped to analyze student enrollment and facility issues and developed a recommendation for how the district can best address overcrowding and ensure classroom space for all students. The task force recommended building more schools, as well as strategies for intentional planning, creative options, efficient use of space, well-built, cost-effective designs, continued community involvement, and recommended backup plans if needed. Their recommendation includes construction projects across the district to accommodate enrollment through the 2029-2030 school year. With the help of a bond advisory committee, the district then developed a funding plan to implement the task force recommendations. The funding plan includes 4 planned bond measures, the first in 2016, and subsequent bond measures in 2018, 2022, and 2026. These bond measures will fund the construction projects recommended by the task force. The 2016 bond is funding several projects across the entire district. The 2018 bond will fund an addition at Lake Washington High School, a new elementary school in the Lake Washington region, and a new choice high school in Sammamish. In addition, Kamiakin Middle School and Alcott Elementary will be rebuilt and enlarged. The bond also includes funds for special education learning spaces, land for future projects, and project contingency. These projects will add space for 2,100 students. The district's bond funding plan is structured so the tax rate is not increased for the local community. The current tax rate of $1.31 per thousand of assessed value is maintained and does not increase. The bond provides funding to ensure our students have the learning environments and classroom space they need. The Capital Projects Levy replaces the current 4-year 2014 Capital Projects Levy, which expires in 2018. This levy ensures that students have safe school facilities and access to technology for learning. The facility portion of the levy funds building and system improvements, site improvements including athletic and play fields, school and program improvements, and code, compliance, health, and safety requirements. Just like homeowners need to replace roofing and hot water heaters when needed, the district also needs to replace systems when needed to ensure students have warm, safe, and dry learning environments. The facility portion of the levy provides funding for replacement of roofs, fields, and fire alarms, and provides funding for portable classrooms when needed. The technology portion of the levy funds technology infrastructure and support, equipment, instructional software, and business software and systems, as well as training for staff. The technology portion of the levy funds the district network, wireless capability, student computers, communication systems, and software for student learning. The technology portion of the levy ensures that our students have access to technology for learning and helps the district operate more efficiently through use of technology. Since the capital projects levy replaces a levy that currently exists, the tax rate will not increase for the local community and will remain at the current rate of 59 cents per thousand of assessed value. The Educational Programs and Operations Levy, or EP&O levy, ensures that students have access to the staff, programs, and course offerings they need to be successful and graduate future ready. This levy provides funding needed for educational programs and operations that are not funded by the state, including staffing, programs, safety and security, professional learning, athletics and extracurricular activities, additional course offerings, and early learning programs for our youngest learners. This levy provides needed funding for special education, highly capable, and English learner programs. This levy funds nurses, health room staff, and campus security at our high schools. This levy funds our support program for new teachers and will provide a 7-period day for high school students to meet the state's 24-credit graduation requirement. Students will have more opportunities to explore their interests through elective courses, to access rigorous coursework, and to access academic support and credit retrieval. The Educational Programs and Operations Levy is closely tied to the state's McCleary funding plan. The Washington State Supreme Court ruled that the state is not fulfilling its constitutional obligation to fully fund basic education. The court ordered the state legislature to provide more funding for basic education for all students in Washington State in all 295 school districts. In the last legislative session, the state developed the McCleary Solution, which is a funding plan to provide districts with more basic education funding. The McCleary Solution involves an increase in the statewide property tax. This increase will provide more basic education funding for all students in all 295 districts throughout Washington State. The McCleary Solution also places limits on the amount of funding that local districts can collect through their educational programs and operations levies. Since we are expecting additional state funding and being mindful of the increase at the state level, Lake Washington is seeking less funding than authorized by the legislature. As a result, the local tax rate for our citizens will decrease. The current tax rate for the Educational Programs and Operations Levy is $1.26 per thousand of assessed value. The 2018 levy rate will decrease to $1.03 per thousand of assessed value, a 23-cent reduction. Therefore, the overall tax rate for all three measures will decrease from $3.16 to $2.93 per thousand of assessed value. Lake Washington is committed to continuing to build schools and provide quality learning experiences and environments for our students. We value the community and appreciate the support for our schools and students. Election Day is February 13th, 2018.